Thank you. Hello, welcome to another amazing morning, April 18th, 2024, with the All In crew ready to go at it, ready to, just bounce off each other, different ideas. Today's topic is words of wisdom and wisdom in general when it comes to life, personal development. And we are a group of guys looking to not only level each other up, but level the world up. And we're a humble group of guys, but we still stand for being positive, influential voice in this world. We show appreciation to each other. We admit when we're wrong. We truly listen, and we're honest with ourselves and the group and with others, because that's nobody wants that fake stuff. Nobody wants that facade, that mask crap, right? And sometimes, you just gotta do it, but we're here. We are, well, what the common folks might say is vulnerable, but that's just being real. That's just straight up being a real human being. So we'll go around the room. I'm doing great this morning. I am the host, Aaron Kolinsky. It's down on the screen there. We'll just go around the room and check in quick, and then we'll bounce right into the concept, the idea of wisdom. Patrick, how you doing there?
Good morning.
Canada.
Good morning. Thanks, Aaron. Wisdom. It's a great topic, and looking forward to getting into this, crushing it out, and I'll pass it on. Thank you.
Aaron Roberts up in the Northeast.
Yeah, man, doing great today. Got up early, did some journaling, did some reading. Got 100 burpees in yesterday, a full hypertrophy specific workout, abs, and I'm feeling freaking great. Ready to go to work. Got the food all set, ready to roll as soon as this is over. So yeah,
wonderful.
Doing great. Yeah.
Glad to hear it, man. Glad to hear you got your everything set forth, and all you gotta do is just put the steps in. Go through the motions now.
Oh yeah.
Brandon, down in South America. Well, I guess Central America, but nonetheless,
how you doing, on the day? Good, man. I'm doing great. I'm doing grooving. I'm moving. I'm up early. Got a little small run in. I really appreciate, Aaron, what you said about honesty and vulnerability and how we're not afraid, right? We don't care what's cool. We care what's honest and true, and a lot of times the world wants to make honesty and truthfulness some other thing that's not cool. And that's just not cool with me, and all I want to do is hang out with true people. And so I feel extremely blessed to be here this morning with some of the truest guys I know and this international wonderment of All In Within. Hua, boom, ready to start the day.
There we go. I like that start. I like the energy. Got a little run in. Chomping at the bit. I like to say, Hua. Kevin Chop Shop, Kevin, over in Ontario.
I'm great, and it's not fucking raining today, so let's get it.
I had massive rain yesterday too. So
speaking of, did you guys see what's happening in Dubai right now?
No.
Another distant brother of all of yours is there, and it is total crazy storm weather, ripping trees out by the roots, taking the concrete sidewalk with it that it's planted next to. Yeah, and I was in Dubai when I was in the military. I'm fairly familiar with the place, and it's hot, dry. They do a cloud seeding thing to make it rain so they could get some crops, which could have been the backfire, but that looks like that doesn't look that. It's just wild what's going on.
Yeah, because it's really flat there.
Yeah, they straight up admitted to that they fucked up. Too much cloud seeding.
Oh, is that right?
Oh yeah.
I missed that.
I did hear something about that.
They actually, I used to work at a flower factory where they made these little icicle pansies or whatever, and they actually brought us to a demo in Ontario. So we're talking about a flower company, not a government, that has this technology to, they could either make it rain on the fields, or they could make it like heavy rain that came in, it would turn the rain into a mist. So if a flower company has that kind of technology, then who knows what we got? But let's not get too focused on that. We're
Yeah,
gonna go down
you
a
only
we're
want to
gonna
be
go
playing
down
with
a
nature
dirty
too
rabbit
much,
hole.
Oh, yeah.
right? So we all checked in. Everybody's doing good.
Oh, yeah.
The topic is wisdom. I guess I'll just start out. If I could tell my younger self one piece of wisdom, and there's just so much out there, I would say tell myself to take action. Don't sit on anything. Take action right away. Because on the other side of not taking action is that law of diminishing intent, where you could have the greatest ideas in the world and you don't act on them, then your drive, your perception of it, and your your details to pull to execute that just go away and fade. So if there's one piece of information I like to just start out with is just taking action. And it doesn't have to be, we talk about this all the time in our group. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it won't be perfect. It can't be perfect. There's no such thing as perfect, right? That's, yeah, when it comes to being a human and stuff, perfection will never exist. And that's where a lot of people tend to excuse themselves from it or give themselves a little bit of room because, oh, they don't think that that move, that detailed plan is perfect enough to pull off the goal that they are, seeking. So that's what I just like to start out with. That is just, if you're listening out there, just take some action. It doesn't have to be a big grandioso step, especially when you're trying to, create a better body, be more fit and stuff. It really starts with just a simple walk, something along those lines. So that's what I have to start out with, is just taking action. And if you're out there, and we're a group that is available to the public, if you need help, reach out to us. We are just on the onset of creating something beautiful here, this group, and we want to help the world out, and we're not going anywhere. So yeah, I'd like to start out with that. Taking action. Patrick, what do you
Morning,
got, buddy?
guys. Good morning. Well, I agree with what you're saying there, AK, 100%. And I'm just gonna say the basic is to show up. Just show up. There's your basic step. Show up and put some effort in. And that is action. That isn't thinking. Right? Showing up is the action. And then things will start to happen if the effort is there. But wisdom is a greater knowledge. Okay, I would say is a greater knowledge and forming understanding as well. It's like a combination of everything. Wisdom is it's a big word. It's a combination with uniting intellect, everything, and understanding. So working on wisdom is it's almost how could I put this? You want to work so it's a natural state. Your wisdom is almost comes naturally as you work on it. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a great topic. And being open to other people's thoughts and ideas will create more wisdom. Okay, it will create more wisdom for you. And that is having an open heart to others, which will do that. So that's where I'm at with that for now, guys. I'll pass the torch, but understanding and being open and creating wisdom. You know, basically you're creating wisdom with the action of showing up.
Nice.
Hell
Oh yeah. You know, hit some great points there, especially the showing up. And that's,
Well,
you
if you don't show up, obviously you're still in your head, right? Obviously
Yeah,
you're still
exactly.
thinking. Obviously you're still sitting there thinking about something, which I don't. Oh, it is such a stalemate, stained place that it doesn't do anything. You're not doing anything. It's not where you've been. It's not where you're going. It's what you're doing. Because if you're not doing, you're not going anywhere.
No.
Right? So I've been watching a little bit on some podcasts, Jordan Peterson and Goggins and all this. It's about what you're doing in the moment. It's what's going to take you there. Right? So it's all in showing up. Show up, do the work, and things will start to happen for you. Get out of your head. That's what I got. How about this? Get out of your head. Get out of your mind and put it into action.
Yeah, especially if there's something you want, that want is not going to go away. You're just going to bury it temporarily, and then you'll have a moment of clarity again. You'll be like, oh well, I got to get to that, and then you end up talking yourself out of it, and it's just you end up just creating this rift inside you, right? Where it's like you're getting further away from what you want, even though you've backstepped of sorts.
Well, how many conversations have you ever been in where a person says, "Oh, I've been thinking of doing that."
Right? Oh, I know. And we've been there too, right? In earlier days. Oh
How
my
many?
God.
I mean, that's the most common phrase ever. Oh,
But
yeah.
then the
Thinking,
subsequent statement, the excuses. Oh, but I got this and I got that and I got to do this and
the follow up of the self justification.
yes, the follow up because you know it's coming, right? Yep.
Yeah, feeding yourself your own bullshit.
Right.
So
and then thinking it's valid, and it might be for the moment, right? I mean, but if you just keep on giving yourself excuses, well, then come on.
Yeah,
you're sitting around.
You're sitting around at Christmas time. You're sitting at Christmas time, and you're having a conversation. Yeah, I'm thinking of joining the gym next year. I'm thinking of doing this. I'm thinking.
Yeah, man. But next year's not here yet, so I got some time.
Don't remove thinking, and just say I'm joining the gym. Right?
Yes.
Right. So
I think I'm going to. I try stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like no, just do it.
And that's bringing. If you remove the thinking, that's bringing your knowledge and your wisdom into creation.
Yes.
Yeah. And there you go. So
and then you got to rewire your brain a little bit there, right? Because your default mechanism there is to give yourself an excuse to get off the hook, and that's just your natural state, like you're talking about before.
Yes.
So yeah, it's going to take some time. You're going to have to, force yourself to do stuff, and then your natural state is just taking action right away, like Wes Watson and stuff. Just take the action.
Right.
Take the action. And then when you're in the gym, you're not thinking about joining the gym. You're in the gym.
You're there. You're there.
Right? Yep. So there you go,
you got a different
guys.
set of problems then
Once
you're inside, right? So
exactly.
Aaron Roberts.
Yo, wisdom is problems overcome, right? So the Stoics, that's one of the 4 Stoic virtues is wisdom. The other ones being courage, temperance, and justice. So intelligence is knowing other people, but wisdom is knowing yourself. You know, the Stoics, they would, I mean, the whole philosophy is the hard life is the good life. So a lot of the Stoics had really hard lives. They overcome a lot of problems, and therefore they gain wisdom because of the adversities and the self-inflicted challenges and struggle, man. I mean, you really do learn through life. You know, the hard lessons, the hard truths, and you know, you gain wisdom throughout. So I really like it, and it is a virtue, you know, because you could learn, and the quotes are referred to as the wisdom of the ages. And I really like to read quotes. I actually I looked up some quotes on wisdom last night, just because I was like, oh, I'm ready to do this mastermind now.
Yeah, so
You
did I.
know? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you did? Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
was listening to a little Jim Rohn. You know, he
Oh,
just drops
nice.
bombs all
Yeah,
day long.
personal
So
development king there. Yeah.
How do
yeah,
you spell that? Roan?
Rohn, Jim.
Yeah. Jim Rohn. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll like
Yeah,
him,
man.
Brandon.
I listened to a lot of his stuff too. I
I,
mean,
and I heard
that's some
Watson
wisdom.
drop his name, so that's where I got that from too.
Wow. Wow. Interesting.
Oh, you heard Wes drop his name?
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
he was Tony Robbins' mentor, and Earl
Jim Rohn was a
Nightingale
lot of people's mentors.
Earl Nightingale was Jim Rohn's mentor. So it goes back
who's
and
that?
back and back.
Oh yeah, Nightingale.
What was the name you
Bob
said?
Proctor's
Earl,
mentor.
yeah,
Earl
exactly. Both
Nightingale.
of them. Earl Nightingale,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, Earl Nightingale talked about Acres of Diamonds, and I read this book like 5 times. This is before I was even into personal development, but Acres of Diamonds is awesome, man. I was gonna create a card routine. Well, I mentally created a card routine called Acres of Diamonds. That's a whole different story, though. But the whole story behind Acres of Diamonds is you have acres of diamonds all around you. You just have to know how to see them and know what they are. You know, everything, you know, it's all abundance. You just have to know what is needed and where and at the right time, you know?
Define them properly. Yep.
Yeah. And it's one of those self-help stories that was written in the early 1800s or mid 1800s, I believe. And he made $1 million. It was only going to be a one-time lecture, but people liked it so much that he toured the United States and made $1 million just telling the Acres of Diamonds lecture that he wrote. Russell Conrad, or I forget his name. I forget his name right now, but yeah, Acres of Diamonds. And so Earl Nightingale talked all about this, and man, it's such a beautiful story that I loved it. That I read it many times. You know.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Strangest secret there too. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Earl Nightingale had he had a radio show maybe or something like that, and one his crown moment was The Strangest Secret, and it's on YouTube. So
yeah, that
it basically comes with back to Bob Proctor.
Record.
It's just keep telling yourself positive affirmations, and after a while that will become your natural state.
It will become you.
Kind of like
yes. Yep. Thoughts become
Brandon.
Things, man. Especially when
they do.
They're repeated, they become you. Yeah.
Exactly. Your mind is you know a computer, and you can rewrite the paradigm, the program. It just takes a lot to do that.
Yeah.
People don't realize that your mind is a muscle, and it'll run amok on you if you let it, and it'll pick you up and strengthen you if you let it.
That's right. It's powerful. Hell yeah.
Brandon.
Sure. This is a good one, man.
Up that pen and pad.
Good one already. Yeah, you know, man, I like that wisdom. What to build on what's already been said, I love that wisdom is a virtue, wisdom is virtuous, and wisdom is problems overcome. And the thought that comes to my mind is like, all right, as young people that don't listen to anything and they have to learn everything the hard way, man, I wish I could go back and not be so much that way myself and just download wisdom from others. Because, like you said, our lives, our modern lives, are never going to be as challenging as the Stoics were. You know, well, maybe that might not be true, but they can be pretty challenging for some of us to, you know. Thinking of a couple of young people right now, but
Yeah.
yeah, but definitely for them, for myself, for all of us, I would like to be someone who could just who could listen, as Patrick said, open mind, open heart, download the stuff instead of having to go through all the hard lessons and learn the hard way. You know, I want to be someone who could just, like a sponge, as Aaron was saying, very virtuous individual who can just adopt new virtue by learning from the experiences of others and looking up these people that you're naming here. Okay, you know, and I'm going to be doing that for sure. You know, when I hear of these diamonds, acres of diamonds, you kidding, you know, stranger secrets and stuff, like I'm all about that. So I'll be looking that up, and I'm very excited to download wisdom. And the thing about this wisdom thing is like it really is the key. If you could do what I'm saying as a young person or an old person or whatever, as a person, just download, just go on a search from the great wisdoms and strange secrets and diamond acres of these older greats, and have an open heart and an open mind, and compose yourself that way. There's no competition for you. No one, no young person, definitely for in the young sector, you know, there's no competition for you. No young person will be doing that. You will be so miles and miles ahead. And then you're going to be able to just go out and get the respect of everyone because you'll be so well developed. It's just shocking and stunning. And now automatically you are that person who will walk into the room and be and gain the respect of the entire thing because you took the time and to not be a stubborn, blocked, TV watching, programmed by modern society to be held back idiot. You'll be this incredible other thing that just pays attention to all these valuable wisdom. So even in my 40s, this is what I'm going to be doing. You know what I mean? This is what I'm going to be paying attention to. This is, and I feel super blessed no matter how long it took me to get on this track, to finally be on this track. And there's no way that I'm going to sit around and overthink it. I'm just going to be doing, because I can look at the modalities that are being presented in this all-in presentations, which are pretty advanced. And I can look at the modalities of everybody that we're paying attention to, which are very advanced, right? So to be honest, I mean, this mastermind has been an action taken that every single day, as well as the burpees, as well as the gym session, as well as the boxing clubs, everywhere, that I will never let go of because of how powerful it is. And honestly, as I dissect that power of how much wisdom is contained, you know what I mean? It really kind of is a great subject title, and you know, a very specific surgical point of importance that has been so meaningful. And I really like that wisdom where we can sit here and study. We can sit, that was said earlier, that we can sit here and study. But at some point, if you're not taking action, you're wrong. All right, so torch passed.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
No, I like that. And I like you using the word modality. I wrote that down. That's good stuff.
Can I just say that that's one of the universal laws, the law of inspired action. And I like how you brought up the law of diminishing intent, because if you don't take action when you're inspired, your intent diminishes.
Yep. You know, and even if you are taking action, right, your veracity, your amplification of taking step could slowly go to
Yeah.
nothing, right?
Right.
So you have to keep dialing it up. And
Yeah.
I guess an underlining theme in here is we know that we'll never arrive to this perfect human being. We just keep working at it, and we can see we can materialize our higher self, but it's always a horizon, a mirage. You'll never get there, but at one point you'll enjoy the journey of trying to achieve it, of
I was
trying
gonna
to
say, I think that's the point. I think once you get to that point where you realize that it's an endless journey and that you love the fact that it's an injury, that's the point. When you love the fact that it's an endless journey that will never end. Yeah, I think there's a modality. I think there's a modus operandi there. You know what I mean? That
yes,
clicks into gear. And that love for that principle really takes you to another cloud.
exactly. It's like um I can make an analogy like riding your bike. When you first start out, you got those training wheels, right? And then one day your pops takes off the training wheels or takes one off or something, and then they takes both off, and then all of a sudden you're doing a wheelie one day, and then you're doing bunny hops, and then you're going off jumps, and then it just keeps escalating, right? Yeah, that's what this is. It's just we're just learning, quote unquote, new tricks, seeing the results of it, and then just taking it a little further, taking it a little further, and then enjoying what that discipline and what that work is produces.
So I'm just gonna quickly saying it's the challenge of progressing. It's the
Yes,
challenge of progressing and figuring out how to deliver the message, because in this world today people are so fucking closed off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's frustrating because all you want to do is give out good, and a lot of these people are just, I don't know what it is, it's just, so sometimes you just have to stay to yourself and work on yourself, rather than give out some of the time. Be content in where you're at. Be content in where you're at, and accept the challenge to yourself. You're challenging yourself a lot of the time
You
to
are.
stay content, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just to well, be proud of what you're working in, right? But don't let it go into your head. We stay humble. We stay
Yes.
humble about it. We look at our successes, be like, yeah, now let's just
Yeah.
let's take it further. Let's take it further.
Yes.
We don't let it go to our head because we know that blocks a certain luck, a certain energy that just doesn't bring anything of value into you. So
Yes. Yes, exactly. The challenge is the greatest. I like the challenge of it all. And
to be honest, I
it's
do
funny
too.
when you
Yep.
when you were I ran into a spiritual person yesterday, and I could just tell. You can tell the friendliness. I was at the anyways, I was in a place, and she was just super friendly. And I was like, "Oh, this person's open." You can honestly
Yeah.
tell that they're spiritual, they're connected, and they have no judgment. They have no judgment. And it's like, "Oh, okay, right on. You're friendly, kind and open." And that's what we're trying. That's our mission. That's our mission, is to let people know that it's okay. Like, you don't be so hard on yourself either. Like, you don't be so
Mhm.
hard on yourself. There's people that are out there that are good people. Don't assume that you know what the fuck's going on. Don't assume you know what the fuck's going on. It's horrific to be in
Yeah.
that state of mind, right? That assumption of instant judgment, right? it's a plague. So I just wanted to put that out there too. The challenge of being open.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Kevin, chop it up for us.
That was that was all fire. I got lots out of that, but oh man, how do you say it? Wisdom, I think, is wisdom is just having the seat time, as far as I'm concerned. Is, you know, you learn, you adapt, you apply, and then you grow.
Beautiful.
And just keep continuing on with that. And then I love what you guys said about the finding the diamonds, and comes back to opportunities as well. Like, if I told my younger self what I'm doing now, I would get laughed out of the room. I would not listen to a single thing of what I would tell my younger self. But so I try to process that in, like, how would I get to my younger self, because just throwing it out there, it's not going to be heard. So
Yeah.
how do I process that? And I think man, if I could just get to my younger self and try to get him to understand, like, looking for all the opportunities in any situation, any challenge, whatever it is that you find an opportunity. Even if you're going to the grocery store, or, you know, you're going anywhere, like, take a look around and challenge yourself to try and
Yeah.
find an opportunity
Right there.
somewhere there. Whatever the hell it may be. You know, it may be a person that needs help with their shopping cart, and you take the opportunity to go talk to them. You take the opportunity to speak a little bit longer with the person that's cashing you out. Or, I mean, it could be the opportunity of you looking around on the shelves and seeing that, you know, you're missing that one product that you would really love to see there, and then next thing you know, you're a billionaire because you came up with this little product that you know. So there's always an opportunity in something. So I think that's what I would tell my younger self. I wouldn't tell him, you know, go buy stocks in Bitcoin or anything like that. It would be like, you know, find the opportunities that other people are missing. So it's like going on an Easter egg hunt, I guess, and finding all the eggs. But, you know, you get your basket filled up and then you stop looking for eggs, even though there's a whole other freaking basket of eggs around the corner. But you gave up because your basket's full. And I think that's where it comes more with my life is what we talked about here was like getting to our goal, and, you know, being set on our goal. Now, I've got to my goal many times in my life that I wanted to get to, and when I got there, I stayed in that, again, the comfort zone. So I got in that comfort zone, and instead of taking it to the next level, I got comfortable with what I had, or I got comfortable with the goal that I set, and I never set another higher one. And then that's when I always got knocked back down, is when I got comfortable with my goal and I didn't seek another goal. I was just content with where I was at. And I mean, that comes down to being content too. I think it's important to be content, but to always be open to growing further than that. I don't even know how you would put it. I tried to say, you know, challenge yourself to be content, but to always be seeking more. But that's not right, because you can't be always seeking more.
I'll quickly say something, and I have to say this. It's challenging yourself. Are we truly challenging ourselves to get out of the comfort zone? Are we challenging ourselves to get out of the comfort zone? And guess what? I just thought about this right now. I am not challenging myself hard enough to get out of my comfort zone and challenging the things that I'm thinking about. Challenge, put into action, those, and they're random, quick thoughts. But challenge yourself to get out of your comfort zone.
Well, here's the question I have for you, though, then, is what is, where you have comfort zone and then you have content. So content and comfort zone, where you know, where do we draw the line? What's what? Because fuck.
I think you would be more, I think, in discomfort, a content with discomfort. You know, a lot
Yep.
of people, you guys even today were commenting on how I'm always moving around, and you know, a lot of people have told me, it's just like, dude, I don't know if I could live like you. You know what I mean? But to be honest, it's just
They're
like
not you, though,
I've found
right? So-
kind of a content and discomfort. You know what I mean? And to be honest, that's
Yes.
your natural state. That would be a natural human or animal state. That's the natural state of every animal in nature.
I've got it.
outside
I've got an answer
Go.
here. When you challenge yourself to get out of your comfort zone, I think you're gonna find to be more content. Do you know what
Yes.
Hell
right?
yeah. I
You're
think you're right.
you're searching for more. You're searching for more because I challenge that. I challenge my comfort zone. Now I'm more content
Yep.
with what I did,
Fire.
because I put it into action. Right? But then it
Yeah,
might,
yeah.
you
What
know,
is it exactly that you said? That was perfectly, sir.
Well, yeah, you know, staying
Yeah.
happily dissatisfied.
happily dissatisfied. But when
Happily
you challenge,
dissatisfied.
when you take on that challenge and you go up and you take that challenge on and you succeed, where are you at with content? You're bringing it up another level.
You know where I stand with that actually is so I'm gonna challenge myself to be content, but I'm also gonna challenge myself to look for new opportunities.
Yes.
Yeah. New opportunities.
Yes.
Boom.
Aaron, your mic's off.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm sorry, guys.
Cold mic.
I was peeling an egg with the sink running. I didn't want that sound. But Bob Proctor says that dissatisfaction is a creative state. You know, it inspires you to take action. Is what it does. You know, being dissatisfied inspires
Oh.
you to no, I'm not cool with this. What can I do? What can I do? You get creative. You know,
Well, that does make
find
sense,
your
but
ways,
that's
find your
where I'm.
anchors.
That's what we're
I'm
saying.
at. That's where I'm at though, and like, well, no, that's where I fucked up. It's because
Yeah.
I would have to get to discomfort, or I would have to get to what you just said to like kickstart my gear again to get back into gear. I'm trying to find like when I'm freaking getting into higher gears that I keep freaking I'm either steady on the highway or I freaking grab another gear instead of because it's
Yeah.
always for me it's always like get to my goal, get to my goal, you know, and I got my fucking goal. And then I'm like, I like this. And I just fucking sit here and I cruise. And then and then I'm looking around enjoying it. And then I hit that fucking speed bump or that wall and it takes my fucking wheel off and I'm in the ditch. And then I start all over again. Oh, and I gotta find a new goal. I'm like, why did this happen to me? Why did this happen to me? I worked so hard for this. Why did this happen to me? And then it's like, you know, so it's yeah, that's where I'm at. Trying to find
Like
being content with what I have, but looking for new opportunities to grow further.
Like David
Well, what is
Goggins says, be afraid of the thought of thinking you have arrived. You know, be afraid of that thought.
Yes.
Always set another goal as soon as be thinking of setting another goal before you achieve the one you're heading in the direction of. You know,
Oh, setting yourself another goal ahead of
before you even
fucking
achieve
love
the
that.
one. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, that's
So
what's
you're
up.
constantly moving.
I've
Yeah,
learned
it's
that.
constant. I was gonna say, I was gonna say constant action, constant positive action, and challenging yourself in every moment. Are you truly challenging yourself in every moment? No, you're not. Like, be truthful. Be truthful to yourself and say, no, I'm not challenging that. I'm being a bitch. Right? And if,
Yeah.
That is 1000% a cosmic truth, man. I have learned every single time. Do not kick your feet up. Do not think you've won anything.
Nope, don't hang your hat on anything.
No victory
Do
lap,
not
as
try
you
to
say,
take a
Brandon.
victory lap. Don't
Yeah.
even like as soon as I feel like I'm gonna kick back and I did this, I'm saying,
Yeah.
I start,
Yeah, you hit a point of like prosperity, right? And then the opposite of that is throwing that self adversity upon you, because that's what reveals your genius, right? And then prosperity hides that shit because you kick your feet up and you have this
That's right.
you become comfortable and in this kind of hedonistic society, right? We're kind of a
Oh,
rare
very
breed.
hedonistic.
So, but that's
Aaron,
why
you
we're
just
here, because we
absolutely
want to
killed
flip
it.
them.
You absolutely killed it for me. I 100% see my shit clear as a day now. Okay, so it's drag racing. Comes down to drag racing. Okay, drag racing. You build the motor to go sevens in the quarter mile. Okay, but when you go sevens, now you have to have your car prepared for when you hit sevens. So you can hit eights, 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 but that one day you're gonna hit that seven, but now you don't have the proper chute. Now you don't have the proper car. Now you don't have the proper fire suppression, and then you
Yeah.
hit the wall at the end. So
Yeah.
these guys are constantly setting their goal for sevens, but being prepared to get there. And what's gonna happen after? Fuck yeah!
Yes.
No one
Yes.
builds a car. No one builds a fucking car in a sanction to go eights to run eights. No, they'll build a car to go sevens and run eights. They're always prepared for the next level. That's what's up.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
The challenge of the action. The challenge of the action, though, too. Like that consistent that pressure on yourself. The pressure on yourself to be in action. To challenging yourself. Oh, fuck.
Dude,
Oh,
that's
my God.
exactly it.
The
actually. I
challenging
think you're
yourself
right.
to be in a constant action and not pussyfoot around. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
exactly.
aimlessness is a vice. It's a vice
Yes,
to have no
yes,
to not know
aimlessness.
your direction.
Yes. You see something that you know you should challenge, and it might be the smallest thing, but you walk by, you don't do it. Something's something's bothering you, but you don't challenge it. We'll get that later, or don't do it, or you don't do it, or
Right.
whatever.
The magic
You know what I mean?
that you
You know what I
need
mean?
is in the work you don't want to do. And
Yeah,
it's calling
exactly.
to you. And it's
Yeah.
calling to you. And you fucking deny it anyway.
Right.
Yes.
And you take the fall for that. I
Yeah.
promise.
Yeah.
That's
the
why
work-
it's kind of imperative to challenge yourself more than the external world could ever challenge you, right?
Oh,
Yes.
imperative.
It's you,
That is
because
that is
otherwise, yeah,
it's a big word, by the way. Imperative.
it is.
I like the way you
It is.
worded it.
No
just a
matter
minute
what.
ago, AK.
Yeah, imperative. No matter what, you gotta challenge yourself more than the external world. Because then otherwise you start blaming the external world and stuff, and you just put yourself in a bad spot, right? If your job, your daily job is your biggest challenge, well, that's coming from the external world, and chances are you might not like your
That's a-
job after a while.
What you just said there, though, when you say to yourself, it's imperative that I do this, that means it's a must. That means it's a must.
Non-negotiable.
It's
Yeah.
non-negotiable. So
right.
it's imperative that I complete this challenge. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So
I had a hard
we are-
time getting into the gym yesterday because I've been overeating, and that just takes away some of your drive, right? When you overeat, and I made it imperative that I walk through those doors. I was like, no, you are not talking. I was like, oh, you can go for a run, you can go for a walk, you can do anything but go through those gym doors. I said, no, I have to do that now. I have to get in there. And I did, and I smashed it out. And I probably saw about 7-8 people that I know, and it was a good session.
Aaron's here. Woo! Now we can start
man,
grinding.
I got a lot of people I talk to in the gym, man. I got a lot of you don't hang out in the same gym for 3.5 years and not know a lot of people,
Right?
Wow.
Or give those nods. Give those nods to the guys that are there that have been seeing grinding, and just a little nods like, hey, what's up, buddy?
Exactly.
Yep.
I talk to the hardcore guys, the guy that I talk to them. Yeah.
Well, speaking of hardcore, to sum up what we have here is we have to non-negotiably throw adversity on ourselves. And
Yes,
that's what makes us the
That's
human
right.
beings that we
that's
want
what
to be, right?
makes us stick out. Yep. And then people know they can come to us because we know we can handle challenges because we've put them upon ourselves, you know? We'll be called,
Cool.
we'll be called by certain people because they know we're the guy.
Yes.
Not that that's
Yes.
what we're going for, but that's just a natural byproduct of on this journey and leveling up and people seeing you take time to challenge yourself because not many people do. I mean,
Not, what do you mean? Not very, very few. Very
very few.
Yeah.
few.
The way
Very
we do,
few.
you know, that's what I meant. Though, yeah,
Yeah, because if people were consistently challenging themselves to, even in a social atmosphere, in a positive way, oh my, it would be a completely different world.
Totally.
Completely different world. Challenging
be.
yourself in a social atmosphere in a positive direction. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The world would be a different place. It'd be a different
would be.
place.
Yeah. Well, that's a part of wisdom, man. The physical intelligence, you know, the nutrition, the exercise, that's one of them. You know, there's also emotional intelligence where, you know, there's a lot of wisdom in that, you know, and that's more important than IQ, they say, which is the mental intelligence. And then, of course, there's spiritual intelligence where all your power is found, I believe.
Did you say your
execute.
power is bound?
Yeah,
Found.
in that
Yeah.
spiritual intelligence, because every thought you have has a spiritual dimension to it, right? It's a spiritual thing. A thought is a spiritual thing. May as well increase the quality of the thought to increase the quality of your life and to give you drive, and it keeps you dedicated, right?
It does.
thought.
Yeah.
Your thought.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
releasing positive energy.
Yes.
Releasing
That's
positive
right.
energy is
Positive energy creates energy. Negative energy consumes it. That's it.
cool. Yeah, that's it.
man.
Yep.
Okay.
You know what? Yeah.
People absorb that energy, whatever, you know, a lot of people are very impressionable. So if, you know, you're negative and you talk to somebody, chances are they'll just, you know, be negative with you or something, right? And then if you're positive,
Right.
chances are, well, a lot of people's natural state is kind of this negativity, but not a lot of people, but yeah, I mean, you get it, right? With the people that aren't challenging themselves, right? People that don't challenge themselves, you can tell where they're at with their
Yeah. You got to give them
disposition, with
that
their
positive
energy.
energy to create
Right.
the energy within
Well,
them. You know, that's what
AR,
coaching is, right?
AR just said bound. You're bound. That is not a good word. Like, you know what I mean? If you're bound and you're not releasing and giving out, that means
Right.
you're tied up.
Yeah.
Yes, you're
Right?
closed off.
Holding
You're
it in.
closed off. You're
Depressed.
closed off, and you're not.
Depressed. Yeah.
Well,
You're
yeah,
not
that's
open.
a clinical term. Yeah, and it's like, who wants to be bound? I don't. I don't want to be bound up at all. I want to be open and releasing pause. This is a good topic right here, because working on challenging, on releasing your positive energy in every moment is the work.
That's the work.
That's the work.
Yeah.
And
man,
that's a good thought. Every moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Creating
So
a positive energy to create energy for those around you.
you're challenging yourself to give out positive energy in every moment.
Even in the sanctuary of your own mind.
Yes.
You know?
Of
yes,
course.
to create that positive energy. It creates acceleration.
Consuming,
it does.
Consuming positive energy, then to release and give out and challenge yourself to give out the positive energy in every moment. Right? Now,
Yeah,
if that could,
yeah,
that is massive. That is just,
Yes, it is.
you know, like, whoa, like this is actually giving me a little bit of chills because when you feel that way,
yeah,
that is the ultimate. That's
Yep.
the ultimate feeling, right?
yes, yes,
Yes.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Which
Yeah, and
would
you
be,
know it when you feel it.
which
For
would be
sure.
high
That is a
frequency.
great feeling. A
Yep.
fulfillment feeling. Yeah, yeah,
Fulfillment.
Yeah,
Are you
Exactly.
fulfilled? Are you fulfilled with what you're doing in every moment? You know, ask yourself. Ask
right.
yourself,
Right.
right?
There's level ups. Yeah. I know my eating too much food. You know, I was thinking about food addiction. You mentioned it the other day, Patrick, and I'm like, son of a bitch. That's what it is. I have a food addiction. I need to take the desired. I'm not hungry. I am just wanting to be comfortable. And I need to mitigate this, because whenever I have a problem going on in my life, I'll overdo something to
Yeah.
compensate. Fuck that, yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it is.
That's what it
Brilliant.
is.
I
100%.
think you can apply that to all of it, right? You can apply that to everything, all escapism, all forms of escapism. It's a failure to embrace the pain and a reach for
Right.
comfort, a reach for an easier
It is.
place.
You're
And,
running and
you know what I mean?
hiding.
All
Yeah.
escapism is a failure to embrace the pain. That was hardcore.
But something you'll never truly ever really be able to escape. It's just a momentary, patch, a momentary band-aid. But you always
And
come
that's
back to
another-
it because
It
it's
is.
you. So
It's
Yeah.
moving backwards too. It's not
It
moving
is.
And that's a
forward.
place where we can install that wise autocorrect, right? Like, oh, I'm feeling pain and I want to escape this. And you
Right.
start to turn to escape.
Right.
And now
right.
we install this autocorrect of wisdom, right? And
Yeah.
this is like, this isn't the way.
Stay
This
present
actually
for the
is the
pain.
way. I need to go back towards the
The
pain,
wisdom.
embrace
Yep.
the pain,
Right.
take it full
Stay
on
present for the pain.
with my full faculties in order, not numbed by some substance or not
Yeah.
diluted by also some false construct. Like that's another thing I want to touch on
There you
real
have it.
fast. And I have something anecdotal that I just looked up to go with this as well. I think a lot of people formulate lies, or even better, some other liar will be sitting there handing them to them because they want misery loves company. They don't want you to succeed, right? They want you to stay there and they're in the comfort zone and watch the Netflix and eat the popcorn with them. You know what I'm saying? But no, no, I'm serious.
True.
And I have something to add to this that I just looked up too. Is like so we group together, we do this in groups, right? And then we formulate lies. Lies are another form of escapism. You could just simply not take on the problem and lie to yourself and lie to everyone around you and say, that's not the problem, this is the problem. You're never actually facing the real problem.
Diversion.
100%.
You're actually not facing you're never facing the problem, so you're trapped by this other thing we've discussed in previous episodes called imaginary evils. They're not even real. So you're going to be stuck there until you go back and say, oh shit, I was lying to myself. Oh shit, I was lying to everybody around me. That's hard to do. That's hard to do. But I'm telling you, you got to go back and face it. And I just want to read you guys, because I looked this up earlier, because it's kind of like in the loop, right? There has been this administration of deception throughout time. The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli, Politics by Aristotle, Roman Imperial Cult, The Oration on the Dignity of Man by Giovanni Pico. All of these groups, they actually knew that by boosting people's egos, they could get them to not listen. And in the ego boost, they would also put the lie. So you've got these people living in imaginary evil, and their egos boosted not to listen to everything else. So they give you the the lie, and then they stick you with the ego boost to where
Well,
you go around saying that you know this is true, you know everything. You're not going to listen to nobody because you've been empowered by the Roman imperial cult, the oration of dignity of man, or the prince, or whatever, repeated by some other devil that wants to control you. So that's a thing I think too, is like once you realize you've been controlled by these deceptive or comfort
yes. I need to put something on here. Once you realize that you are being controlled by imaginary evils and you can spot them and get out of your mind and realize that it is fake and you're telling yourself your own story, that's when you win. That's when you win. Okay.
Wait, say that one more. Once you realize you are being controlled by imaginary evils, what was the rest of that?
Just because it goes back to instant judgment. You're telling yourself something about somebody that you don't even know. You don't even know their name. You don't even know their fucking name. And you're like, you're going off, and you're like, you're going off, and you're like, you know what? You're not well. You're telling yourself that. Please tell yourself that you're not well, because that's why I'm
telling
here.
themselves about that person. That's what they're
Yes.
telling themselves about that person many times. No, it's not me. It's you. It's not me. It's you. It's not me. It's that person. It's not me. It's that person. You have to have, so not only instant judgment, but you have to, if you ever have instant judgment, you need to go directly to instant self-evaluation to make sure that what you're saying about that person.
Yes. Be pure with yourself. Purify yourself. And I'm gonna put the icing on the cake here. This whole conversation and meeting is the work on creating wisdom.
Yes, exactly. That's what
Right?
you're getting. And wisdom, like Aaron said, is problems overcome. So basically that's what you're wrapping it up as.
Well, the next age, we're in the age of information right now. And Stephen Covey predicted that the next age is going to be the age of wisdom. There is so much bullshit information out there that if you could attach people to the real stuff that works, that's wisdom. Where you gain the wisdom, we're way ahead of the curve. I think applying quotes to get people, as Wes Watson says, the quotes are his fail safes when he feels like he's slipping. He attaches to a quote and says, no, this is the wisdom that I'm attaching to his fail safe, safe from failure.
And what Jordan Peterson says, the truth supersedes all.
Hell yeah,
it does. Oh, fuck. Yeah, it does.
Right? What's the truth? Your imaginary evils and thoughts, you're lying. You're literally lying to yourself.
Yes, you are. And you better
believe in it.
You might be doing that. You better start working on that right away, because until you start living the truth, you're living a lie. Until you start living the truth, you're living a lie. And any lie that's in your water supply is like you're drinking contaminated water. You're not going to be performing at your best. You're not. No matter what the lie is. It's
exactly what AK says. It's the water stain. It's the water. It's the stain. Okay. And everybody's guilty of it. Everybody's guilty of doing this. Okay. Don't tell me you're not. It's a lie. It's a lie. So be truthful with yourself and say that's not correct. That's not a correct thought. That's wrong.
Right.
Don't do that, because you're lying to yourself and you don't know the facts. Do you know the facts, motherfucker? Ask yourself if you know the facts. Because you don't. If you don't do that. Don't do that. It's not right. Right?
There it is. I gotta end this, fellas.
Thank you for saying
Gotta
that.
end this. Gotta get to stick to a schedule.
Oh, yeah.
But words
we
of
go.
wisdom,
Words of wisdom.
that's where
Man,
it's at, and it just evolves. None of this is scripted. None of this is
Oh,
thought out. It's just a natural flow of back and forth and synergistic ping pong, we'll call it, right? So
Just like Napoleon Hill says, there's nothing that really compares with the energy and ideas that come from the mastermind.
exactly.
Well, that's well put. Hell
From
yeah.
the All In Within crew, this is April 18th, and we're signing off, and we'll be back again tomorrow.
Yeah. Smash your day.
Smash the day. Reach
Hell
out if you
yeah.
need to. We're here.
Absolutely.